This video does not deserve my introduction. Over the past half a decade I have spent onto YouTube watching game reviews. This is by far the worst fucking game review I have ever seen onto this site. This jerk-off by the name of RM Brett decides to go ahead and actually make a Batman Arkham City review for the PS3. The only redeeming factor about this said review is how short it is. It's a little over 3 minutes. Now, with that being said, you will see why he is indeed the worst reviewer onto YouTube and why this is considered the worst review I have seen ever, which I'm kind of surprised that I hadn't stabbed my fucking retinas out with ballpoint friggin' pens. Now, let's get this shit started.
Hi out there. Thank you for joining us today on the Video Game Show.
Oh great, I know what I'm gonna be dealing with now. Some guy that has a severe mental disorder or severe autism, and I'm gonna have to deal with the stupidity of this fucking jerk-off, am I correct? Yeah, I'm looking forward to this, and the amount of hatred that I'm gonna get by some assholes who wanna claim, oh, you shouldn't be bashing on him, he has severe autism. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the amount of hatred I'm gonna get for this commentary.
We're going to be reviewing the Batman game, and we'll see you there after this intro.
Can you please lower the volume there, schmuck, with your camera? I'm becoming deaf of how loud this review is. Now, I understand that in introduction, there's really nothing to say about the introduction. It's just, well, introducing the video. And I understand that the intro is supposed to go ahead and capture the person's personality when it comes to introducing a video or a show or a movie or whatever. But I mean, come on now, really? Fur Elise, Beethoven music in this introduction? Are you shitting me? And not to mention for the fact that it's a black screen with red text. Looks pretty fucking generic if you ask me. I mean, for a video game introduction, I would expect either video game music or footage or pictures of certain video games. That's what I would expect for a video game review introduction. But no, we just see something that looks as generic as the day is long. I'm sorry, but am I watching a game review or am I watching Masterpiece Theater? Hello and welcome to Masterpiece Theater. I am your host, Alistair Cook, and tonight we are going to do a recreation of John Steinbeck's wonderful novel entitled Of Mice and Men that involves George Milton and his mentally retarded compadre, yet rabbit-obsessed friend, Lenny Small, and how they learned to actually adapt in California during the Great Depression of the 1930s. Knowing how unfitting the original introduction music was for this intro, I'm gonna go ahead and put the Batman Arkham City main theme on top of the Beethoven music.
We're going to be talking about the new Batman game. Basically, the gameplay teeth.
The gameplay is teeth? Really, the gameplay is teeth. You mean T for teen, don't you? Well, knowing that this fucker is not gonna go ahead and enunciate his words, I'm gonna go ahead and do my best ghost impersonation. Spit it out, boy! Spit it out!
If you have 3D TV compatible game, basically the game is one player. If you have dual stop free control, you can use that.
And this is the first of the major flaws that this review has to offer. If you're gonna go ahead and actually show off the game through your camera, oh gee, I don't know, put the fucking game down where people can go ahead and actually see what the game looks like through the packaging and see what it looks like via the label. Not everybody goes to IGN or GameSpot. And speaking of putting the game down and showcasing it for your audience, it was a questionable decision on your part to go ahead and read what the game has to offer. If you're a proper game reviewer and you're making a proper review, then you should know just by reading the package of what the game has to offer, whether it be one player or multiple players that can go ahead and play the game at once without any online support, whether or not the game has the ability to go ahead and be played in a 3D television in 3D, so on and so forth.
But hold now, basically one disc.
No, really? One disc only for a PS3 game with Blu-ray technology? I did not realize that. Oh, herpity derp derp herp herp herp. Which way did he go, George? Which way did he go?
Just instruction books, but not really a lot of information from them. Okay, I'll tell you what the game's about. Basically, you play as Batman.
And here's yet another major flaw of this game review. Okay, he's talking about the gameplay footage of Batman Arkham City. And yet at the same time, I still see his camera pointing at the packaging of the PS3 version of Batman Arkham City. Okay, I see no still images of Batman Arkham City. I see no footage being taken of Batman Arkham City, whether it be via a DVD recorder or a Dazzle or a Game Bridge, or hell, even footage that was taken off of his camera or footage that was taken from IGN, GameSpot, or GameFAQs, or any video game related website. Now, granted that this guy in his later reviews actually does show off the games via his camera, that he went ahead and recorded the gameplay footage through his television, but still, this is fucking pathetic! This is a fucking joke! This is coming from some guy who is 34 years old and looks to be the next Bosley patient, and he doesn't fucking realize that, oh, I need to show gameplay footage for my audience to see what the game actually looks like. That way they got a general synopsis of knowing what the game looks like, knowing what the gameplay is supposed to represent, everything that I mentioned. Is this guy fucking for real? Jesus H. motherfucking Joseph on a pogo stick!
Obviously, because Batman game. Basically, when you first start playing off, he's in a mental hospital, basically, and then he escapes. Someone delivers a bat suit to him, so then he's basically going around, like, the city looking for bad guys to fight and all that, and he has to solve puzzles. That's basically what the game is. Fighting bad guys, free roaming the city, and solving puzzles. That's basically what the game's about. Now, I'm not going to tell you anymore, but I'll tell you this again. The game's rated T, just in case you didn't hear it.
Really? So, in this vague and very quick explanation that I heard about the gameplay, which feels more like a generalization, barely, of how Batman Arkham City works, the only things that you could possibly think of, dipshit, is the fact that you're fighting bad guys, and that it's free roaming. And that's all you had to fucking explain about this goddamn game? You inept, stupid mother!
Batman! Forever, and Batman!
Now, I'm not going to go into great detail of how much of an epic fail it is for him to not explain thoroughly about the gameplay, but let me just say that Batman Arkham City. I haven't played Batman Arkham City, but from what I've seen of gameplay footage, it's almost identical to the prequel, Batman Arkham Asylum. From what I heard, it has the same stealth motion gameplay, the same melee combat gameplay. The puzzles I heard have been differentiated just a little bit, and the downloadable content and the map screens and everything else about Arkham City, it's much more broader and widespread and, in general, larger. Oh, and let's not forget about the fact that he forgot the basics of the game, the controls, how they work, whether they're good, bad, stiff, slippery, takes some time getting used to. Of course, he forgets to mention the gameplay thoroughly. He forgets to also mention the online service for PSN Network through Batman Arkham City. He forgets to mention about the downloadable content, what you can do online for PSN Network, see how the online service fares on PSN Network when it comes to playing Batman Arkham City against other players, and last but not least, the sound and the graphics. So, you are going to show the images of that game that you just reviewed, and you didn't even show them when you were talking about the friggin' gameplay? I need a pillow. I need a pillow now. Shit. I'm still gonna soldier on. I am still gonna soldier on. I'm gonna skip this useless slideshow to where I actually see the end of his review and where he concludes. Oh, Jesus Christ, I feel so goddamn ill.
I found the game a lot of fun, but it is far from being perfect. I also found the game a lot dark and creepy.
First of all, it's creepy. Creepy! Not keepy. Jesus Christ, you can't enunciate worth a damn. And second of all, what do you expect when it comes to Batman? With a certain exception. Because the Batman franchise, oh gee, I don't know, is supposed to be creepy, especially for the fact that we're talking about Arkham City, and that we have the main writer of the Batman the Animated Series, Paul Dini. We got the voice actor for Batman from the same series, Kevin Conroy, and of course Mark Hamill as the Joker. And knowing that we are talking about one of the darkest series for the Batman franchise, of course it's going to be creepy.
But it's far from being perfect, so I basically give this game 4 out of 5 stars. I think it's an okay game.
So wait, a 4 out of 5 stars? Is that supposed to be an okay rating? What kind of inconsistent bullshit is this? Seriously though, man, this is what I would expect for an okay rating. Usually that or that. Usually with something with 4 stars, it's at least a good rating. Okay? I don't normally make a huge bitch fit about this, but my God, I'd much rather watch the Italian Batman porno where Batman goes ahead and sticks his bat gun right up Robin's clogged up pooper. That's what I'd much rather watch. I'd much rather watch Jacob Lyra's 17-minute shitty 3-in-1 game review, which is nothing more than a friggin' tangent fest, than watch another fucking second of the shit storm that is known as a fucking review. And pretty much the end of the review is here. He pretty much goes ahead and puts the same Beethoven Für Elise music for the third time in this review, which by the way is a definite lack of effort on his part. Like this whole review was a lack of effort, and of course you see his shitty drawing that he made. So, what else is there left to say about this review? Nothing. This review is an embarrassment to anybody who has been on YouTube that has reviewed games. And I, for one, am one of those people who used to review games. And I am fucking embarrassed. I am embarrassed and I am ashamed to be associated with fucking scumbags like this that exist on the face of this earth. This review has about as much appeal as, say, a friggin' venereal disease. This review almost convinced me to do this. If I have to see another one of RM Brett's game reviews, I am seriously going to go ahead and drown myself with friggin' alcohol and hope to pray to God that I die of alcohol poisoning. To anybody who hasn't seen RM Brett's game reviews, outside of the one that I went ahead and did a commentary on, let me go ahead and make this perfectly clear from an old game reviewer that inspired me to make these commentary videos. Avoid it like the plague, or suffer unholy wrath upon thyself.